this. Move on with this news that came out of nowhere. And it literally was one day they have a meet, from what I can gather, they have a meeting and they tell the students and the staff that you have, first I heard it was until August. And then it's the end of June, and now it's tomorrow. You on some try and be morally right or whatever. And I'm not saying that morally right stuff that King was talking about. Right. That's different. I'm not talking about that, because ain't no way you putting women and the kids in front of water hoses and police dogs, and they don't give a damn. Excuse me. I'm a teacher, and if I'm not teaching your children, people have a right to come and say, "Hey, look, man, you're not doing what I need you to do for my child." But you have to be involved too, right? So you can't tell me as a parent, unless you're involved, that you're not doing my child right. I need y'all to correlate this to what's going on around here as well. You can't tell me I'm not doing your child right if you're not involved in the child's life on all levels. The issue that it is now is blatant in everybody's face. Yeah. It's blatant in everybody's face. So we're not sitting there talking about what can we do for residents. We don't care nothing about the residents.
Never about the residents.
It's never about the residents. And the issue that people are having that I see, and they still won't let me come down to the council meeting. When I'm out of school, I'm just going to go. We out of school in a couple weeks. I'm just going to come to one. I don't care. You good?
Yeah, we good. You live.
Okay, there we go. All right, good morning. I was 4 minutes late, so I had to do my jumper jacks. And I did them. He watched me do them, so. Good morning, family. How y'all doing? I think y'all morning cup of bro gonna be kind of strong this morning. Well, you know, folks just was out spending millions of dollars on costumes and other insanity on Friday, right? Because I was supposed to come on Friday, but we had a super long professional development, and I was exhausted after we got finished with it. So we were supposed to come in on Friday for Halloween, and we didn't. So I'm gonna give you a taste of that. But I'm gonna let my brother guide the show, and then we go from there.
I'm just getting the share right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just sharing right now.
Okay. So don't we have some sort of election coming up? Or something like that. Something happening on Tuesday?
Is it? Yeah,
Tuesday's the 4th.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, because I thought of something. Well, anyway, who cares? Let's stir the coffee, bro. All right, family. One of the most expensive so-called holidays in the country, in the world, was on Friday, followed by what the Hispanic people called Dias de los Muertos on yesterday, and then the All Hallows Eve, however the order goes. But let's be clear, right? Let's be real clear. There's a spiritual reason why October 31st has always been, across the world, an important day. This wasn't just recognized in Europe, but it was recognized in Africa and certain indigenous cultures and societies long before it got to Europe, right? And the one of the oldest cultures, which is over 10,000 years old, is the Yoruba. Okay. We appreciate you all, family, for being here with us this morning. But today we're gonna stir the coffee. So after certain festivals, harvest festivals or whatever, there's a giving of thanks from the people to God not to their God, because God is only God. He just got different names because people name him differently. That they would worship their ancestors on. Okay. And Miss Allen just confirmed that there's an election on Tuesday. So we need to probably look at that. Oh, heck, we'll be here on Tuesday. Okay. And in that particular culture, which is over 10,000 years old, which predates Christianity 5 times and predates European culture 5 times, 10,000 compared to 2,000. That's called Odun Egungun. And Odun Egungun means that we're going to thank our ancestors and celebrate our ancestors for giving us what they've given us over the course of the year, and also giving offerings to make sure that they protect us from any calamity that moves forward. So we can have good children, so we can have good health, we can have prosperity, we can have success, joy, and happiness, which is where they get that from in the Constitution, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. They get that from ancient cultures. Okay. And if you didn't know, the Constitution is written off of the pact of the Iroquois nation and the 5 great nations that they put together way before the Europeans stepped foot on the land from 1492 and even a little bit before that, because you had the Vikings that came before them, which they sat and helped find a new place called Newfoundland or Newfound Land. Leif Erikson and those folks. But you had this group of people, indigenous people, and then even before that, if you go to East Africa, which is older than West Africa, if you go to so they celebrated their ancestors for allowing us to have a prosperous year, and then they gave offerings, which is where you get that from in the Bible. They gave offerings to them from the harvest in order to be able to make sure that we have an upcoming year that's even more prosperous than before. And of course, what the priest did was they did prayers and took the offerings and gave them to God or their deities or whatever, however you want to call it, but whatever, in order to ensure that the next year will come up. And if something happened, because of nature is what she is what she is, so this year it may be rainy, next year it may be a drought, and the year after that it may be, pretty equal. But what they did was propitiate their ancestors in order to have a good year, in order to have good children, in order to have a good home, in order to have a good spouse. So this same idea comes to Europe. And who brings it there? Certainly not the Europeans, because they weren't able to do so at that time. I'm just giving you a historical fact. If y'all upset, you get upset, go look it up. Go research. Don't be just giving you fact, right? So now, this particular set of celebration is still in Europe based upon what they call pagan, but was really based on nature. It's not based upon some religious idea until the church co-opts it. The Roman Catholic Church co-opts it later on. And then from there, the Anglican Church co-opts it later on and turns it into something different when, I want to say, Henry VIII breaks away from the Roman Catholic Church and turns it into the Anglican Church, which now, instead of it being Halloween, it wasn't called that then, because it was called All Hallows Eve, and it was the celebration of their ancestors, the celebration of saints and the devil because they knew he was clear. But that's the Anglican Church. Now, let's go to Ireland before we even get over into the church part. Okay, everybody should have an idea where peat moss comes from. Okay, well, sounds like you don't. You probably do, but peat moss comes from bogs. And historically, what people would do in certain countries or in Europe is they would take their dead and bury them in bogs, or those areas will become bogs when they buried them. And you would have these, when, of course, people start digging into stuff, these so-called anthropologists and whoever trying to figure out new why cultures did what they did, they would come across these people called bog people. And bog people were people that were buried, but they were maybe put in a marshy area, and they were pretty well preserved. But what people didn't understand in our superstition, okay, and I'm gonna relate this back to African cultures as well, so you got to follow me. In their superstition, when the bogs would decompose, whether they had bodies in it or not, they would let off these balls of gas. And because the moonlight would catch the gas and reflect in the gas looked like ghostly particles. So your idea of trick or treat was they're still participating in the ritual of ancestor worship, right? But they're seeing these ghostly looking things that are outside in the marshes. But what young people would do, of course, as young people always try and find a way to do, is you either give me something or we'll turn it into putting toilet paper on your door or whatever. Now, that's where trick or treat comes from. But even during those times of celebration in Europe, they would dress up, some as angels, as saints, or sometimes as demons or the devil, because that's where you get All Hallows Eve from. Just like what you have when the Hispanic people go to the graveyard and they would celebrate there at the graveyard. They would call it Day of the Dead or Dias de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. They would sit there and feed their ancestors. You have some cultures who still to this day have their dead, they dig them up and they dress them up, and they have them at home and they have dinner with them at home because this is cultural remembrance. Only because we become Christian do we forget our cultural remembrances, but we still never do. Because guess what? If you people that drink or whatever, and you have your little wine or whatever you do or whatever, and you see the cats in the hood doing their thing, what do? Tap the bottle and pour some on the ground. That's libations. That's cultural remembrances. Oh, my homie's not here no more, so we're going to go ahead on and tap the ground and give them something because they not here. That's a cultural remembrance. And we still do certain stuff. Drop the dishcloth on the floor, throw it up in the air a couple of times before you can use it again, because that way it gets clean. That's a cultural remembrance. So these people remembering part of their culture developed this whole idea around it. And then, of course, the church co-opts it like they did Christmas and like they do everything else in order to turn these so-called pagan rites into something that they can use to bring members in the church. So when it comes to America, of course, in the North, because of this Protestant idea with the Quakers and a Protestant church, which means protest, okay, because they protest the Anglican church. And what they did was they ran from one shore to another shore, started the same thing, even though they were still, the Church of England was still over here. So follow where y'all church come from. Okay, look at the history of the church that you go to. All right, and so therefore, what they done in the South, it was still kind of liberal. They didn't follow the church doctrine so much, but unless it came time that you want to conform the enslaved African people to a church idea. Okay, but in the North, it was very strict, and they stayed very clear about what the rules were from the Anglican church and from the Protestant church. And they stayed and they kept the celebrations kind of light. Now, you don't have those ghostly sightings in the peat bogs like you do in Ireland and parts of England here, unless you down south, where you got the swamps. And the swamp gases did the same thing. Okay. But let's go back just a little bit. Children are very, very curious. And what happened in Africa, let's go back and I'm going to pull you forward again. What happened in Africa is at nighttime, there's no light, of course. So the elders would tell young people stories about those animals or creatures or beings that are out there at nighttime to keep them inside the house or keep them inside the state, wherever they were, however they lived, right? So you wouldn't go out there, because if somebody come up missing, they not only did they not attribute it to animals that were out there hunting, nocturnal animals, but also they would attribute it to other creatures in the imagination, because kids are smart. We know that. Our kids are super smart. They only get to be dumb when they become adults and buy this bullshit. That's the only time we become dumb. Kids are super smart. They're super curious. And the only time we become less curious is because we get told that we have to follow certain parameters. Kids don't have parameters. That's the reason why when they do certain sports and certain things like that, we find it funny when I ski. So when I see little kids ski, they fall down, they keep it moving. At 62, if I fall down the wrong way, we got a different result. Okay. So by children being curious, they had to find a way to keep them in. But if some of the kids got out and didn't return, of course, now you got a story to tell. Move fast forward back to America. We back here now. So you got three people that write horror books. Bram Stoker, Mary Shelley, who writes Frankenstein, Lloyd Garrison, I think, and I got it written down, who writes about the Wolfman. Now, these are supposed, let me say this one more time, supposed mythological creatures, but every myth has its beginnings in truth. Every mythos has its beginnings in something that happened that was true. For Dracula, they say it was Vlad the Impaler, who was a tyrannical ruler of Transylvania. So if you don't freaking go watch that. What's that new movie that they watch called what's Twilight? That's bullshit. That's trash. Okay. Well, no damn vampire falling in love with nobody. They job, if you go watch the old school ones with Bela Lugosi and the one that written by Anne Rice, or the Interview with the Vampire and all them, they was out there to destroy people. They weren't out there to fall in love with nobody. That's the dumbest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Because I'm old school, so therefore it was Dracula was always doing his thing. We Dark Shadows when we was young, coming home, hurrying up and get home to watch that crazy stuff with Barnabas Collins and all of them people and all that other stuff. That's where we come from. This new love theme that the somebody's gonna fall in love with the fall in love with a vampire, and the vampire's gonna fall in love with a mortal. That don't even make sense. But they got to redo the tale in order to get people caught up and corrupted in the idea, whatever. Now, let me tip Mr. Jameson. Let me give you this tip. You say the myths come and are scattering of all of us. That's why the knowledge is hidden in all the religions. Go back and before you even start talking about religion is dogma. Okay? Nature has everything in it, and religions come from studying nature. So if you go study the most ancient religion, one of the most ancient religions are the ones that come from Kemet, and they studied nature. And those that come after that, the Kabbalah, the Torah that come from the Jewish people, the Kabbalah that comes from Jewish people, the Christian Bible that comes from the Jewish people that take it from ancient Kemetic people, and then the Quran that comes from all of them. Everything's based on nature. Oh, okay, my fault. My fault, big bro. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, you're right. Okay, Miss Connie, go try and find it on Amazon. And if you ask your local library, if you get a copy of it, then keep it. Don't turn it back into Spade of Fine. Keep it moving. But if you look for the library here, it's not gonna have it. If you live here in Michigan, in Flint. But yeah, you're right, Mr. Jameson. So I wasn't jumping on you, but I just, want to make sure that we're all clear because it does come from nature. It doesn't come from anything else. Now, this is your beginnings of how now the tradition of ancestor worship starts to become you my guy. Come on, baby. We ain't arguing. We all on the same page. How now this becomes this scary slasher killer stuff. Woo-wee. Right. But we never gonna argue, bro. We ain't gonna argue. We may see things differently, and that's okay that we do based upon our level of study. But we always gonna be in agreement because we family. All right. But now, so with Mary Shelley, Lloyd Garrison, Edgar Allan Poe, H.P. Lovecraft, all of these people, Stephen King, all of these people that they're now writing these horror stories, they turn everything into murder, death, kill. You can go to any local Walmart, any local store and go look at what's up on the wall. Everything's got to kill something. Everything's got to kill something. Everything got to kill something. You get a video. It's either comedy, a few love stories, but most of them you look up on there, you got Freddy and Jason. They 9,000 years old. They still fighting, killing people. They didn't kill them, buried them, picked them up again, and died and buried them up. And them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? How many goddamn times Jay still got to be around for the same old book? As much as we think about shit, I dare Freddy to bring his ass around. Because, bro, we're going to have a different conversation. You don't want to be in my head.
No, I agree with you, man. I got a friend who loved that watch. He watch it. I just don't be getting it. To me, it's just like I can't watch movies, man, with a person just being killed.
It desensitizes us, number one. And number two, it's like, what's the point? Yeah. There's even back in the day when they wrote movies like Frankenstein and Wolfman and Dracula back in the 30s, and even the first zombie movie that came back out in 1968 called Night of the Living Dead, it was some psychological stuff to it that you was like, man, let me close the closet door. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me make sure I leave a nightlight on. Nightlight wasn't for kids, that's for our ass because we were scared as hell. But it was psychological. Now it's like, okay, they just killed him again, and they killed her one more time, and they cut her head off, and this and that and the other. And we love, and see, that's no different than people that like to go on. For me, they like to go on roller coasters, and roller coasters become more and more scary because it's a thrill that people get. There's this thing that they've studied even in science that people like to be scared. right? They like to be scared. There's some of our people that your life is so dull and boring that you like to be scared. You have to find something to do in order to be scared. That's crazy as hell. Where I'm gonna spend 2.5 hours, 3 hours watching a movie to be scared instead of me going to spend 2 or 3 hours to go do some damn yard work or read or study some other stuff and to improve myself. So they do this thing on TV, certain TV channel, 31 Days of Halloween. Which they show movies, and there's some movies that you can watch with your kids for 31 days, and there's certain movies that you can watch with your what? How much more scared? And then when we worry about why our kids are so insensitive, look at what we're allowing them to watch.
What you talking about? I got a good video I could put up, and what's up? Thanks to everybody that's tapping in. I got a video that about them holidays that drive you crazy right now.
See, right? Okay, you got it. Let's run it.
Hold on, I'll play. Let me set it up. Let me go back.
Yeah.
I had the one that you had.
Okay, either one don't matter.
You want me to go with the one you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
that's
hold
fine.
on. Let me put up this one for you.
Okay.
Let me put up this one. Let me get this together right quick. Let me mute us real quick.
Three terms, and I loved it.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, because we're going to get to them motherfuckers.
Let me go get.
We ain't on, are we?
Yeah, we on.
Okay, well, shit, I told you a couple of bro was going to be strong this morning. So
I see.
Hey, listen, we got to cut all of this stuff. There's a special day. Every day that we're up and walking on this earth is a special day. Yeah. We can't say, well, Sunday's more. But who said that? Only church doctrine says that.
I got you.
And I tell anybody, I have a lot of, or used to have a lot of pastor friends. And if I didn't find that they couldn't relax and kind of open their mouth and cuss a little bit, I don't trust your raggedy ass because you up to no good.
Okay, I got this sent to me. I thought this was a decent one. It said the truth about American holidays. Let me play this for you. I thought this was a good read for the family.
Every holiday perpetuates and supports capitalism.
Yeah.
On American calendar, it's 12 months, right?
Yeah.
There's not a single month where there's not a holiday they deem worthy of celebrating.
Right.
How do we celebrate a holiday? By spending
money
we don't have.
Yeah.
A lot of us out here, brothers, living check to check. And then the anti-Black history of a lot of these holidays.
Yeah.
Even goes back to the mighty Black man himself, Frederick Douglass.
Right.
I'm paraphrasing. But he said holidays were meant to kill the spirit of insurrection amongst slaves, so enslaved Africans, our ancestors, right? And we all getting burnt out, ready to crash out. It's like, oh, we ain't gonna crash out because Christmas around the corner. Oh, let's just keep going hard because Thanksgiving around the corner. Let's keep going hard because Halloween is around the corner. Valentine's Day, for example, right?
Yep.
Why do you have to spend money on the one day the system or white people tell you have to spend money to prove that you love, cherish, and care about somebody?
Right.
You can do that every day.
Exactly.
They want you to spend money on that one specific day.
Yeah.
To where, they can get that bread from you, right?
Right.
And then we get more poorer and they get more richer.
Right.
Even Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Black people, our ancestors couldn't even celebrate the first, 100 or so Thanksgivings, man.
Very true.
Because Emancipation Proclamation wasn't until 1863 and the whole country didn't even know about it until 1865.
Yep.
The first Thanksgiving with the Pilgrims, first of all, them European or Pilgrims slaughtered the indigenous people, the native people in droves.
Right.
Trail of Tears. Then you had the Indian Removal Act in the early 1800s. Like they were slaughtered in droves. That was the first Thanksgiving. You can be thankful every single day.
Exactly.
The auntie trying a new recipe in the kitchen, so that turkey gonna be dry anyway.
Right.
For Christmas, right?
Yep. There we go.
When it comes to Christmas, pull your Bible out and search Christmas.
Yep.
It's not in the Bible. It's not mentioned in the Bible once.
True.
The falsified imagery or depiction or picture of Jesus, right?
Right.
A lot of people say, oh, it don't matter what color Jesus was. Well, if it don't matter, then why was he turned white? Why is Santa Claus a white man? Why is it that Black people are working 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different jobs to give their child a so-called good Christmas and all these gifts, right?
Right.
And then give credit to an obese, melanin deficient white man, Santa Claus. It's the white savior complex.
Yeah.
And then it makes the individual feel inadequate or they're less than someone else if they can't afford to get their significant other a Valentine's Day gift. You can't afford to have a good Thanksgiving, a good Christmas. Then you feel like something's wrong with you internally. No, it's the system that maneuvers disempowered people to feel like they're doing something wrong, but it's the system putting that on you.
That's a fact.
We have the unique power and ability to do for ourselves, to liberate ourselves.
Right.
But one way we have to do that is to
No, go back. You was muted. My bad. You was muted. Go back and run that back.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So let me give you this history of Valentine's Day. Valentine's was a man who was sweet on one of the king's wives in England. Okay, y'all can hear me now? All right. Okay, good. What he would do, he was one of the couriers, right? So he would go and he'd be running news back and forth between kingdoms and everything else. But what he would do is he was sweet on one of the king's wives, and of course at that time the king would always lead his, and this is over in Europe, the king would lead his troops in a battle. So what he would do was he'd sneak back out and come back around and go hang out with the wife when she was upstairs locked up with the rest of the wives. And eventually somebody saw him and they went and told the king. So another battle comes. King gets ready to lead the troops out to battle, but he changes costume and disguises himself into something else, into another person, sends somebody else out, comes back around, stays home, and then he finds Valentine in bed with his wife. He gets Valentine, throws him in a dungeon, tortures him, cuts his head off, cuts his heart out. Then he invites his wife that she knew something was up, but he acted real cool. He acted like nothing happened, whatever. He invites his wife to dinner. And then he has a box. He has 2 boxes on the table. Gifts for her. But, oh, I've been neglectful of you. I apologize, and I understand the reason why you did what you did. I forgive you, whatever, all this other lies he told her. She's all happy about everything. She thinks everything's cool. He's forgiving her for the violation, all that other stuff and everything else. And he has everybody else in there watching. She has dinner and they dance and they being married, whatever. And she's wondering what's in these boxes. So what he does is okay, we'll go ahead and open a box. And the first box is Valentine's head. And in the second box is Valentine's heart. So now when we go by all this bullshit and you open this box of chocolates that's shaped like a heart, this is what you're doing. You're commemorating what this person did to somebody else. So then after she opens a box and she almost faints and she opens a heart and all that. Now they turn this story into this. All right. St. Patrick's Day. Same old crazy shit. St. Patrick is in Ireland he led the rats out of Ireland and all this other stuff and everything else. No, he didn't. Those are African people. The Twa, or what they disrespectfully call the pygmy. He led them to slaughter. And what we do? Drinking green beer and acting all this other crazy. It's insane. We're crazy. We're insane. We're losing. Because we celebrate a bunch of shit that we have, number one, have no idea where it comes from. And it's not even our cultural stuff. But yet when people tell you your ancestors are the ones that are important, we get afraid of that because they tell us in these books that worshiping your ancestors is superstition. And it's wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. But yet they worship ancestors all the time. You can't go into certain churches without seeing certain paintings up. That's their saints. Those saints are their ancestors. Halloween is about ancestor worship. It is not about being scared. You go into the local Home Depot right now. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas shit up already. And just like the video said, you pouring out, taking your hard-earned money, and you giving it to these corporations that are making billions of dollars off of you. And we're participating in the insanity. Whether we go and buy suits and uniforms or whatever we do, buy the candy, all this other stuff. They have Halloween parties for our kids at school. Give them a bunch of candy, send them home. What they gonna do tomorrow? They're gonna bring that candy to school. Now you got to monitor, and because the misnomer is our kids when they eat candy, they get all hyped up. Now you're gonna be on some teachers gonna be tripping, kids gonna be tripping. All because we bought into some other idea instead of even studying our own. If you're going to be a Christian, but understand where it comes from. You're going to be a Muslim, understand where it comes from. And it's fine, I don't care. But understand that if you're participating and constantly giving money to somebody else's idea, you're empowering them and not us, and not you. Where's the empowerment in any of that? When it originally started talking about, even in England, and in old Ireland, and all those other places, before it became what it became here, a multi-billion-dollar industry here. And somebody mentioned Hallmark.
Cards.
Okay, cards and movies and all this other stuff. And Hallmark makes billions of dollars on cards. And they have a card for every single occasion: graduation, death, birth, marriage, you name it, they got them. And we've lost the idea of writing a letter to somebody to say, hey, we don't, I don't have time to write a letter, so here's a card. That's impersonal and informal as hell. New one. Here's the deal. You have people that'll tell you that it's wrong to worship your ancestors, but right to worship a deity that's not connected to you. And they've done the Eastern. You bet not dare go into Chinese restaurant and you see Buddha sitting there. You're not gonna tell them not to worship Buddha. You dare not go to a Japanese house, or if they let you in, because typically they won't, and see a Shinto shrine there, and think that they ain't worshiping their ancestors. We've been the only group of people that told not to worship your ancestors, worship something else, somebody else. But yet, all of these holidays, the Thanksgiving and whatever, well, not Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is a whole nother thing. This holiday that just passed, October 31st, is one of the most powerful days in the world. And we missed the reason why. We think it's about putting on costumes and shaking it up and going to partying and drinking. What it is a portal between the living and the dead. And ancient people understand that. So in some way, shape, or form, it's celebrated around the world, but not because I'm walking around being ghosts and goblins. That only happens here in this country where it gets turned into something else. And it gets turned into something else because fear, scariness has become a multi-billion-dollar making industry. How many more ways you got to fucking kill somebody? This shit ain't not even original no more. Oh, I think I got a check. Somebody check me. You know what I'm saying? How many different ways can you know what you did last summer? And how many different, you can't get any more different masks and costumes than what you got out there now. It can't get no different than that. You're done. You can't do anymore. You can't come up with nothing new anymore. What new movie you can come out with? Well, maybe somebody gets scared of a book or something like that. I don't know. Maybe somebody should write that horror story about how books make people think. And reading books how make people think. And you're not going to tell certain people in certain cultures that they cannot celebrate the way that they celebrate. But what? All right, there we go. Our Sunday morning ties. Deborah Luna, we appreciate it.
With the $5 super chat, thank you.
Yeah. You can't tell certain people, you're not going to tell certain people that live in this country that they're not going to celebrate who they are and where they come from a certain way. We're the only ones that get told that. We're the only ones that get told not to celebrate our ancestors. We're the only ones. Not only in this country, but in the world. And we buy into it. It's insane. The tooth fairy coming to take your tooth. The Santa Claus brought you gifts. Go ahead. I knew that was going to get you.
I'm just laughing when you said it.
Santa Claus come down the chimney to bring you your gifts. Hey, Santa Claus, first and foremost, you better earn them, damn. Don't get good. You ain't been good all year, but you want to get good in November, December. Hell, you ain't getting shit.
But I agree everything, because I'm just sitting back, I'm being a student right now with everything you just saying, but see, every other race or group, they remember their history. It's only us who we supposed to forget. Like, they think most of our history come from is slavery.
Right, and that's wrong. And we should be clear enough with the information that's out there that this is not the case. You still don't have the ancient pyramids standing. The ancient pyramids have been standing for over 50,000 years, built by African people. Stop.
Right.
Those are not Arabs. Arabs didn't come to the landmass until later, after the Arab slave trade, which in certain parts is still going on. That's the only time they become in charge of that part of the landmass. And we still gave parts of what they call Saudi Arabia, we still gave them their culture. And we still don't understand and believe it, but we get stuck in this one dogma and say this is the only way to God. No, it's not. That's never been the case. The other part about that, Mr. New One, is they're trying to erase our history here, and let them try. We don't have to let them do it. That's the thing. Because Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, and many, many millions of other people are one of the reasons why we're free. Not one person, not two people, not Lincoln signing emancipation, none of that. We did that. We did all of that. The whole world. There's a book by one of my teachers, and he's been long gone, but I call him one of my teachers because I learned from him. His name is Gerald Massey, Ancient Egypt, Light of the World. This is a white man who was an atheist who left England to go study the ancient Africans because people were talking about how they did such and this and they built these structures and they did all of this other stuff. You don't have the Druids in England and over in that area. Those are African people who built Stonehenge, which still stands today. The monoliths in Easter Island, ancient African people. The Olmecs, ancient African people who gave civilization to the Mayans, the Incans, and the Aztecs. There's nothing in the world that we didn't do that we didn't give to the world. I don't care what it is, from airplanes, because there's a man who was in North Carolina. There's a man who invented an airplane, but it was a glider before the Wright brothers. Theirs was just motorized. His was a glider. There's a black man, I forget his name. Another man in Ohio invented the car, Patterson. Ford gave him $15,000 for his vehicle and oh my gosh, and the plans that he drew in order to make it. The only thing that Ford is given credit for, should ever be given credit for, is mass production. That's all. Even he said that in his own writings. So I don't give a damn what the hell Trump and these clowns talking about. Teach it. You should be doing it in your own homes. It's part of medicine. It's part of your medicine. If you want to participate in the holidays, do it. But understand where they come from. But then don't complain later on when you broke because your kids want costumes and you want to go to a costume and you want to go. If you're doing your thing, do your thing. Go ahead and do your thing. Go ahead. Not a problem. Charles Page. There we go. Hey, pull up Miss Lynette. That's his name, Charles Page. Thank you very much, love. And what was the other comment she said? She said something else before that.
This one right here.
Can I get? I don't even know what I can do. But we have, there we go. Thank you. And you can't be, it's Indigenous Day, but you can't even, in school, you better not think about talking about the Native Americans. Talk about Pontiac. Talk about Tecumseh. You talk about Sitting Bull. You talk about those people that, especially, this is Thanksgiving. Well, we're going to celebrate, and you're going to see people making turkeys and pilgrims and shit and put them in front of our kids, but you're not going to put up some Native American shit too and tell them the story. But no, they're going to push their cultural agenda. They're supposed to, but we won't do it with ours. And that's the thing. We should push our own cultural agenda, but you have to know what that agenda is in order to be able to push. And that's what we're not doing. Can't leave it up to church. They can't push no cultural agenda. The only time they do that is maybe Kwanzaa, maybe, but they're going to make it Christian, and maybe Black History Month. And the only thing you can talk about doing that is the Black Christians that did anything, and that's going to be very few and far between.
You ready for some naked truth?
Let's go on to give us some.
Because it's what you just said. Now, this family, he gonna be here a little rough around the edges.
Is that my guy?
Smackwater.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen though.
OG Smackwater.
He telling the truth though. Let's go. You got to listen to it.
Yeah, listen to it.
Now we're gonna switch channels and we're gonna go to our so-called leadership. So follow along.
Because reason I did this, because what you was just saying. Because what you was talking about is finna go to what he's saying.
Yes, sir.
That's why I got your videos for you. I got them for you. I got them for you. I got them for you. Hold on, let me do this. I got.
Motherfucker, black fatigue. They try to see white folks try to Jedi mind trick niggas, and they good at it too. Yeah. Cause they tell niggas, and niggas like to run with shit. The white man say, white man be like, oh, that sound like victim mentality, and then here go these bitch ass niggas. Yeah, that sound like victim mentality. Bitch ass nigga, y'all been victimizing me for 500 years, nigga. Why shouldn't I have a victim mentality? You expect me to have an assailant's mentality? Correct. Nigga, every nigga in America wake up playing defense. We ain't never on the offensive side of the ball.
No. Why not though? Because what I was gonna say is you don't fault the black people that have money for not rallying around.
You can't fault them because them niggas got that money and them niggas made a deal to be suckers and tricks and tools. Them niggas ain't got the right to do a bitch ass thing for your broke ass bitch ass nigga. Who the fuck is you? Nigga, that's not why we give you money. We give you money to keep these niggas chasing a fallacy that if you did it, they can do it. Or when these niggas go to acting up, we march your bitch ass out in front of these niggas and you tell them to sit they bitch ass down somewhere. What the fuck is y'all doing? Nigga, look how good we got it. Nigga, look how good the white man been to us. Bitch ass nigga, y'all fucking up my money. That's why them niggas got money, man. Them niggas ain't got money to help you, nigga. And the day that they choose to really do something for your black ass, watch what happen.
So would you say that them black people are just as bad as white supremacists?
They right there with them. Honorary whiteness is a real disease amongst niggas. Motherfucker, black fatigue. They try to see white folks try to Jedi mind.
You back up on here.
Okay. So now, I know that sounded a bit rough. I told y'all morning cup of bro was going to be like that today. But here's the deal. He's telling the truth. So you got to look at your so-called leaders leading you nowhere. Your so-called leaders are leading you nowhere. Because guess what? As long as they are in charge and they get a check from somebody else, they're not going to do a goddamn thing for you. You got to figure it out. Starting from the big six in the 60s. When certain people took a vow of poverty and I'm not going to take your money, they meant that. And they lived on that. That big six that could only go, and you see pictures of them with Kennedy, who was the last true president that may have given a damn about anything righteous. But when you got the big six up there, and you know who them big six are, when you got the big six up there, and oh boy, new one just threw a damn curve up in there. Damn. Oh, damn. You
see what Mark Hutchinson said, did you?
Wait a minute.
Nah, put it up there for you. See what
hey, bro. Come on, man. But this is the thing. And here's the crazy part is people are not aware. And because people are not aware or people don't want to fight anymore, that's part of the problem. So this is what they're banking on. But it's like the brother said, hey, as long as we get paid, our job is to go out there and tell you, hey man, we don't need y'all to go and upset my cup of coffee.
Fact.
We don't need you to go and flip my plate over. We don't need you to go out here and get really hostile and make things change. But it has to be done internally. You can't go down to council. They're in charge of council.
Right.
They're in charge of council. So then when you go down there and you irate, what you gonna get? You're gonna get pushback.
You got a point.
So if you go down to our council and they mad, they here come the police. We're gonna protect us. That's righteous. If somebody breaks into your home and they have intent. Hey man, you know what? I'm sorry I broke in the house, but I'm hungry. Can you feed me? That's different than breaking in my house, willing to do death and destruction, and then you have to defend it because you're supposed to. You have the right to do so. Somebody come knocking on my door today. Hey, brother Elliott, you know, I don't know what can I do in order to make some money around here. Now I may not have no money, but I can fix you a couple of meals. And if they say, well, you know what, I can get my own meals. Oh, well, okay, well, let me see what I can come up with. But if you a good, righteous person, I may figure a way out to go grab a few, take some cans, whatever, because I see that's right. But if you break in, then you got something different. But what he's saying is these people that we have in so-called leadership are paid.
Why you think when they had, I'll give you an example. Why you think when the NBA, when it did, remember with the, George Floyd, members doing the NBA playoffs, they could have shut the NBA playoffs down.
Right.
But you're not gonna get them all on the same page.
Well,
just think about it. You're not gonna get them on the same page.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have somebody that's gonna cross the line, that's gonna go over there, gonna side with the ones, because like Smackwater was saying, y'all gonna mess our money up.
Right. So you're not gonna mess. And so what they'll do is the owners, who are mostly white, might have one. Nope, the Jordan don't own the Charlotte Hornets no more.
He sold them.
So he got his. Now he's he got $3, $4, $5 billion. So now he don't even care. So he sold, and I think the guy is Indian, but he white, so that's the same thing.
He couldn't have made no money off of it.
What?
Keeping the team.
Yeah, he could have made money off of keeping the team, but it'll require that you do something different. And I think part of his issue was his competitive nature was to win, and he wasn't able to pull people in that could get him the wins that he wanted to. So,
So you sold the team.
Sold the team. Instead of keeping the team. Look at Magic. The Dodgers just won the World Series last night. Magic got another championship. That's 16 because he's part owner of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
A majority part owner, but part owner nonetheless.
I mean, but he's still making money, but that's the thing, like with the money that he making, this why I look at Magic, then why I don't really try to get him praise and nothing like that, because you don't think Magic with Oprah and them that could get together. Magic ain't doing nothing but keeping the same system. He not bucking the system.
No, heck, for what?
Magic ain't bucking the system.
Why?
That's why if you go listen to Donald Sterling told some truth on Magic. It's just that we grew up, oh, that's Magic, man, because what we do, we idolize people.
And that's our problem.
That we idolize.
But listen, though, didn't they give that to us on the plantation?
Yeah, they give you that one Negro.
Didn't they give it to us on the civil rights movement where you idolize this person?
Yeah, they give you that one. They always gonna give you some superhero Negro.
They're gonna give you some superhero. I like it. They're gonna give you some superhero Negro to idolize instead of sitting there going and saying, the person I should idolize is in my family.
Yeah, but see what it is, because you would think, but they got the game. They give you this person, just like, and that other was talking about what Smackwater was just saying. The fallacy, because you can make it too. Like, we know they've been having NBA players since they've been coming. You know what I'm saying? Right. Since the blacks was able to dribble. Just like you're gonna have your heavyweight champions boxing. They gonna get you that one. But you might get one Ali that come in and try to buck the system.
Right.
But you're gonna get more.
They allow him to get beat to death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you did what you did in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And then you did this again, and you did this. So guess what? We're gonna ban you from fighting for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna put you up against a young man with no fights to get your title back. You get knocked out. And then later on, we're gonna drain you of your resources. And then we're going to put you in against somebody that's going to finish you off.
Yeah.
They did that on purpose.
But don't you know, they know this to a science that took you 3 years. We're going to have you off for 3 years.
Yeah. They did Mike Tyson the same way.
But look what they did. Look at Deshaun Watson.
Listen, to this day, still no allegations about what they claim that he did, only because he wanted to get out of Houston. Did that come up?
But look how his career regressed.
It's over with. It's over with.
Yeah,
He's
because
done.
his career regressed, but you had him off for almost 2 years.
Yep.
not able to play. You didn't have him where he was keeping his mind on football because he was fighting allegations. Same thing with Ali. His mind wouldn't let me stay in the gym and get sharp. You know what I'm saying? But I'm fighting. You know, y'all about to send me to prison.
Right.
They put things on you where you don't be focusing on what you need to do because you over here fighting this battle to the right.
So, new one. Let me real quick. What did the song that Michael Jackson sing?
Or The Man in the Mirror.
Okay. You weren't talking about looking at some other man in the mirror or looking at the reflection of some other dude.
Yeah. But why you think Magic them can't get together? That's what Smackwater was saying. They not gonna let them get together.
No, they're not gonna let them get together to build industry. Number one, because it's always you got to be part of us. That's the reason why they destroyed black towns.
Yeah.
Black towns got destroyed. Tulsa, Rosewood, Hayti, Brownsville, shit on the south side of Flint.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Paradise Alley, Black Bottom in Detroit.
Right.
They destroyed that on purpose because we want you to be integrated, because that was the rhetoric that was sold to us back in the 60s, that when they found out in 66 it was wrong and I tried to back out, it was too late. So now since you want to back out, we're going to kill you.
Oh yeah, they going.
You was part of the Big Six. When 1966, when you told Harry Belafonte, I fear that I've led our people into a burn. I fear that I have led our people into a burning house. But he wasn't just talking about moral. Oh, wait a second. Because there's something out there that talked about another sister that was an informed. You're going to make me take my hat off after that one, brother. And I got hot up in here. There's a sister who said that he wanted $10 billion from the United States government.
Wow.
And I don't know if I sent that to you. I have to see if I can find it. But I probably won't be able to find it. Okay. That he was going to pressure the United States government into giving him $10 billion to try and do something for the poor communities that he represented. And when that came up, Seneca Park. That's right, it's called Seneca Park. When he came and tried to squeeze the government, that's when they pulled the trigger. But he was complicit with other people around him too. The brother that took all of the pictures.
All you gotta do is, man, them guys that was rolling with him. I was gonna pull up the one, but it had music in there when they did the convention of 1972. It was in Indiana.
You just read, man, that's old music. We just giving people a taste of old school.
Yeah, it was the black convention. But if you look at the people that was there, like Jesse Jackson, they had like Al Sharpton, you had Betty Shabazz, you had different people there. If you go look, but it just had it was like I said, it was the music on it, so I couldn't play it. I might go play it on Facebook, I'll put it on 810. I might put it on there. But if you go look at what they were saying, it's like we still fighting that same battle now.
We are. It's not going to ever change because the leadership's not going to change. The leadership is not here to lead. The leadership is here to take. The leadership is here to get their check, sit at the table, and tell everybody, like the brother was saying, that look, if you work hard, you can get here too. No. What Martin was trying to do, from my bit of investigation and my 2 + 2 actually being able to add, from what the sister said when he was trying to coerce the government to give him $10 billion, was not just to take that $10 billion and take part of it for himself, which we don't care, but to also turn around and take that money and improve the cities and towns that were in need, because we were put in depressed areas.
Yeah. If you can't nobody tell me you cannot look at this. It said, I think the speech was called The Two Americas.
I think
right.
So too.
If you go back, all you gotta do is go look at the Corner Commission. Am I saying the Warner?
1965
Warner. The Warner. Ted, it was two Americas, not one, two.
Right. Yeah, but that came from the Warner Commission. His speech was based upon what the Warner Commission said in 1965. You're right. But the better speech and book to get is Letter from Birmingham Prison. I don't care nothing about I Have a Dream, and I don't care nothing about I've Been to the Mountaintop. Go get that book when he talks about a letter from Birmingham Prison. And he talks about the morality in which he was trying to implore not only African preachers to have, but European preachers to have. And they looked at him like, man, what you talking about?
You can't what they say, you can't upset the apple cart.
Right.
Because,
so here's the thing. If these people that you go to every single day that we so-called put our faith in, which I don't.
Me neither.
Okay. Bro, hold on.
I'm putting it up.
Put it up and hold it up there.
It's
Put it up there,
there.
hold it up there. But if we sit around here and don't constantly say, look, we can be agitated, but what are we going to do instead of being agitated? You can't go to council and argue with them because they're going to meet you force with force. Stop doing that. We're going to have to do something different. And thinking that we're following leadership that's not leadership but opportunistic is bullshit. Don't follow them because they're opportunists. And they have no real agenda other than themselves.
Facts.
Okay? You know what I'm talking about. They're not part of leadership. They're liars because they want the spotlight on them. Because real leadership is about people. I'm not saying I'm a leader, but I am, but I'm not saying. But I am. But I do it differently because it's about people. It's not about me. This brother allows me to come on Sunday and Tuesday to talk to people and give you something. And hopefully you go back from the dinner table and you've eaten. Leadership has always been to take because it's always been chosen by somebody else in another group of people. So, okay, who was the preacher that the woman gave? She was supposed to give $2,000, but she only gave $1,200.
Marvin Wine.
Okay, right so why the fuck are y'all still following him? You're a damn fool if you following him. If he took out, you said he took out $50,000 and $500,000 in Detroit in a day. Why the fuck you still following him? You're a damn fool if you are. Because ain't no damn way I'm giving $1,200 or $1,000 or $100 to some damn fool who can't run my household. It ain't his job. You're a fool. You all are stupid. You're ignorant. You're hoping to buy your place in heaven, and it only comes with your works, not your money. That is not how it was designed. I told y'all how it was designed by the ancient Africans when they did that before in the temples over in Kemet. I told you how that go. You don't buy your way. You buy your way into heaven only with your heart and your good deeds, not your money. So now you $1,200, $2,000. This dude took $50,000, $500,000. You all are fucking idiots. You all are fucking fools. You're damn dumb for listening to him. Ain't no fucking way I'm going to a building and give a motherfucker my hard-earned money, and then I gotta go home and sit up there with no lights, no heat, no goddamn food, and we sitting there waiting on Jesus to come. You're a fucking idiot. Stop doing that dumb shit. Meanwhile, he's fat as hell, living fat as hell, and you sitting over there starving. And he ain't think, brother, you ain't praying hard enough. That's what the hell they tell you. Meanwhile, he eyeballing your wife, and your wife eyeballing him too, because he just took money. She saw you give him money. He chastised you like a little bitch, and then you turn around and she looking at him because she gonna go over him for Bible study tonight. Well, meanwhile, you sitting there wondering about a preacher who got put his pants on the same goddamn way you do, and you think he better than you? Y'all are damn fools. You are damn fools. Because even in the Nation of Islam, they require you to go out to work.
Oh, you got to work. You
got to work. Meanwhile, we sitting around here waiting for somebody to fall out of the sky. Let me catch you sitting there on the porch. I'm going to do that old Ice Cube joint. I'm getting ready to come and take your shit. Give me that watch. Give me your keys to the car. You ain't going to need because you waiting on Jesus to come to help you out. It says faith without actions for naught. That's even in the Bible. Stop being a dumbass.
Yeah, well, they've been tricking people every Sundays for a long time.
For a long time, since being on the plantation. And this man, he gonna be, oh my God.
And you know, I'm with you, New One. Said he making money off his record royalties.
Thank you.
Because they was the whiners.
Right.
Remember his brother CC and BB whiners.
All of them.
They've been in the industry. So that's why I don't get like, and to me, with him doing that to that lady, and then Tyler Perry came and gave him $100,000. Now do that show, y'all.
Why are y'all following Tyler Perry? Because he on the chicken circuit. He going around to these chicken chilling churches and he make these dumbass characters that y'all follow and buy. And meanwhile, he's sitting around here doing what? Look at the place he live on. Look at the place he live on.
Facts. Look, I told you when Winter said she was at the store when she ran into the mayor. Said people was running up to him wanting to meet him, right?
Man, on their knees, bro.
But yet, guess what they had in their carts?
Nothing.
Cases of water.
Oh, okay.
So you up here want to shake this man's hand, and you got to buy water.
Listen, I told you what happened when I saw him at the Juneteenth, right? He saw me. He ain't speak. Any other time he speak. Any other time. Up until just recently. If I be out with one of my boys and we maybe go to a Coney or whatever and have lunch and we just kicking it. Hey man, what's going on? How you doing? How's the family? All this other stuff. Not lately. And I don't give a shit if he here. And I'll tell his shit to his face. I'll say it to his face, bro. You ain't doing what the fuck you supposed to be doing. You're not my leader. Now, if you make a move to do what you figure you're gonna do tax-wise where I live at, I'm gonna make a move too. We are, well, oh my God, we are fucking lost. We're losing the fight because we're sitting here and they told us, they gave us only leaders and not institutions. And the so-called institutions that we built, the church at one time was a real institution that did real work with real shit. They're not doing a goddamn thing anymore. Why the fuck are y'all following it?
And this leads to this video right here.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, this you running me right into it. Let me get this together for y'all.
Oh my goodness, family. We gotta stop being ignorant. We have to stop being ignorant. Oh, this dude.
Yeah, let me play this video for y'all.
The United States government didn't stop killing black leaders because it had some moral awakening. It stopped because it didn't need to anymore. Once they wiped out the radicals, Malcolm, Hampton, King, the revolution got cut off at its knees. After that, why waste a bullet when you can kill a movement before it even starts? By the 80s, they swapped black power for black profit, handed out a few golden tickets, made sure just enough black folks were rich and famous to sell the lie that the system works. Instead of liberation, they handed out contracts, endorsements, executive positions. Instead of black power, they sold black excellence. Nobody's saying black folks shouldn't be successful, but success inside the system ain't the same as dismantling it. They let a few through the gates just as long as they played by the rules. And those rules talk about personal success, not collective struggle. Build a brand, not a movement. They don't gotta assassinate anymore. They can just buy you out or turn you into a punchline. Look at Colin Kaepernick. Stood up for something. Got blackballed out of the league. Angela Davis spent decades on FBI watch lists. Fred Hampton taught them their lesson. Don't let them get big enough in the first place to matter. So now they lock people up before they get too loud. Call them terrorists, call them extremists. Then turn them into a headline, a mugshot, or a social media circus. For the rest, they dangle the American dream like a carrot. Work hard, climb the ladder, keep your head down. But whose dream is that? Black median wealth is projected to hit 0 by 2053. Redlining never disappeared. They just rebranded it as gentrification. Jim Crow didn't end. It mutated into mass incarceration. More black men are in prison today than there were enslaved in 1860. That is not coincidence. That is design. And this machine doesn't just grind down black communities. Yeah, black folks take the hardest hit, but they're not the only ones trapped inside it. Working class whites, Latinos, immigrants, poor folks, it keeps them at each other's throats while real power stays untouched. They convinced half the country that a CEO with their skin color is their ally, while their neighbor is their enemy. Divide and conquer. Same playbook. So the real question ain't what happened to the movement, it's how to bring it back. If they don't have to kill revolutionaries anymore, that means we already lost once. Winning again won't look comfortable. It won't be polite. The next wave of revolutionaries will seem too much, too radical, too angry, too unwilling to compromise. But that's the only way forward. The civil rights movement was called extreme in its time. The labor movement was called un-American. Every fight for freedom gets smeared before it gets won. History's already told us the truth. Nothing changes until people get real uncomfortable. The system doesn't break itself. We break it.
You back on.
So that's you had a young white man say the same thing we've been talking about.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This young man said the same thing we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So you put a few people in front of us. Okay. You put a few people in front of us. And I may apologize for the words, but I'm not apologizing for my passion. Because this is a stupid, we're going backwards. I'm gonna tell you what. Let me go to a place with somebody of worship, and they tell somebody to lock the doors, and you ain't gonna get up out of here until you give me my money. Okay. Well, there's gonna be a robbery in the church, and I'm gonna do that old school. What was that movie? Let's Do It Again. Everybody take their clothes off because I'm running up out of here with all everybody's watches, churches, purses, clothes, whatever you got, take them off. Ain't no way. Anyway, man, you just made my head hurt with that $500,000 shit. That's crazy. But that's the whole point of how the evolution of the system has taken place, of the divide and conquer, of the no longer are you needed in any way, shape, or form to turn around and fight the system, fight the power. That's the reason why the music is what it is now. It's fucking trash. Musically, yeah, we're gullible and easily misled just like children. And children are smarter than we are because at least the children learn how to buck the system or whatever else when they have the opportunity to, even though they buck the system without any information to do it right. If we start to teach them and feed them how to do things, if we did that ourselves, it'd change. And I'm not saying not go to your place of worship in order for you to take care of your business. But if your place of worship is not doing anything in the community and not taking care of its membership, it's fleecing the flock. There ain't no way I'm gonna sit up here and give my money to somebody whose belly hanging over their damn belt, meanwhile my stomach growling. Wait a minute, Miss Felicia, you ain't right, Miss Martinez, talking about have put me out there in the field with the other reporters for me to crash out. You ain't right, but I will. Mick already trying to set me up, baby. Y'all just gotta have my back and make sure my body armor is together. That's all. But we have to stop. We have to stop playing this game. We're playing a game and we're losing. They put people in there in front of us and think that if you do this, you can make it, and all it is entertainment. It's nothing else. Malcolm said that in the 60s. They'll put the mic in front of entertainers and comedians, that people that they control, not people that they can.
I mean, but that's what we going through. That's why you see the certain people like you see going on. That's why I say, man, you see the activists. Like, I don't be trying to be funny and nothing, but to me, everybody, it's all about the money.
We don't have any activists.
Yeah.
We don't have, because activists do it because of the truth that comes from their heart and their spirit.
Yeah. And because to me, I'm just telling y'all how I roll. I don't be liking to see when I be seeing our people, I'm like, man, how is y'all this just me with activists. How do y'all be smiling with these people when y'all knowing they doing the people wrong here? Because I don't get it.
You're not an activist because what you're trying to do is get an opportunity.
Yeah, well, that's what they should be called, opportunists.
That's what exactly what they're called as opportunists.
And quit putting that title that I'm an activist.
No, you're not an activist. If I'm gonna say it again, I haven't seen you, but last time I saw him was at Juneteenth over at Brennan Center. He didn't speak. I didn't speak. That's cool, no problem. Now, that don't mean I won't be cordial to you, but you also better understand if we sit down and have a discussion, I'm coming at you hard, fast and hard.
Yeah.
I'm not coming at you to sit around. I'm not here photo opping or whatever. I don't do that for none of these people.
I agree with you. I hate that photo op stuff. I swear to
that
God.
photo op is an opportunity for you to look like a sellout, which is what you become. Right. So when we first met over at Scott School, when they had that stupid meeting that they had over there, you and I immediately became brothers because they put me out.
Yeah.
We just want you guys to meet the candidates and listen to what they have to say. Fuck that. No, motherfucker. I got some questions.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I call them the Timu Boule here. Because these be blacks.
Damn, he gave him a whole new name.
That they is the Timu Boule. The ones in the facts. And the reason I call them that because they wanted to go along with that, get along. And I must call a name out who was up there that was BS, and Dylan Luna was one of them that was up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't think of the other lady name, but I think
I work with her.
It was the Evergreen group that threw it.
Yeah.
I think they should never be able to throw another forum in the city of Flint. They show how biased they was.
Yep.
They was biased to Miss Jan Marie Arbor.
Yep.
They were showing favoritism to Candace.
Yep. And
I'm just being honest with y'all. That's why when I be looking, don't get me wrong, I be looking on y'all pages. But when I see y'all at these parties with the elites of the city of Flint, I go that far. The elite of them, and I be seeing them blacks be up there, I be like, yep, sell out, sell out, sell out, sell out. Because y'all not gonna say nothing to these people.
No.
They don't say nothing to them. Y'all ask me every time we be talking, man, that water not fixed.
Listen, they put me out the meeting.
Yeah.
They put me out the meeting. They asked me to leave. They told me to leave. And if I didn't leave, they was going to bring somebody in to escort me out.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, what is the solution?
What's the solution?
How do we change that? Because we have to become studied. We have to become learned. Mm-hmm. You cannot sit there and go like, and I'm going to tell you again, Mr. Herbert Cleves, God rest his soul, was one that made me come to council meeting, and he made me sit down and listen to this bullshit that was going
jungle,
on.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. $9. Man, add that other penny on that, quit playing. No, I'm just playing.
I appreciate all the ones.
Man,
super
everything.
chat
We
today.
appreciate it. We
Thank
appreciate it. I'm just joking. And he made me sit there and listen to how a meeting should be conducted. So what has happened recently is people have come down there in passion because things aren't getting done. You say you have this set of monies and nothing's being done to help the condition of my community. You say we elected you as leaders and you've done nothing to help my community. So we're upset and angry that nothing's happened. I'm coming down to voice my disapproval of what it is that you're not doing to help us out. And because it's passion, what people end up doing is, oh, okay, well, you're angry and you look like you're going to start something, so we're going to have the police down here. So then on top of that, what once again is what people are, okay, if I'm in the 7th ward, I should know what's going on in the 7th ward that we need to be fixed.
Facts.
Okay, what's in the 7th ward that need to be fixed? And then I can approach that person who's in charge of the ward at this particular time. Okay, we need this fixed. We got what's name over here, manhole covers that need to be fixed. I don't know, they ain't got nothing to do, but that ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a city water issue or whatever. So who do I get in touch with? Because it's very clear for me, talking to that person, if I see them in public, they're going to be afraid. Because that's happened before when I just saw them and spoke, whatever. So there's no need of me sitting around there and saying that we're going to have a conversation that's candid, because she wouldn't do like Miss Monica Galloway when she was leading the 7th Ward, and I was having a discussion with somebody. It got back to her, and she comes and, "Are you going to sleep on me, Miss Odie? You better wake up, Miss Lady." So she came to my house, knocked on the door, and we had a discussion. Then I saw some immediate changes. Beautiful. And we kept on every time now, even when I see her, it's like, okay, when I see her, we speak. I may not recognize what truck she driving or whatever. And she said, "Hey, Miss McCants, how you doing?" "Oh, hey, Miss Galloway, how are you?" Because we, this how it go. Oh, okay, Miss Odie, I'm just playing. Okay. So we formed a sense of not necessarily an alliance, but definitely a camaraderie of some sort, of mutual respect. I don't even know who this person is. I've been living in this neighborhood since 1967. Don't make no sense to me. I knew Jack Minor. And it was, don't call me Jack. Now, he being older than me, I would not call him Jack, but Mr. Minor or Mr. Jack. There have been times when he'd come to my house and have dinner with my parents because he and my dad knew each other. I'm not saying we got to do all of that, but I don't know you. And I don't know what you think, and I don't know what your policies are. And then if I'm seeing one side of the 7th Ward getting something and the other side of the 7th Ward getting nothing at all, that's a problem. That's a problem. But what people have to do, and maybe this is the shake and wake that Miss Martinez is talking about, is I might have to get out there and rattle some damn cages. I know you've been leading to that anyway. You've been leading to that anyway.
No, because you know what's finna happen, right?
We're gonna have the same old bullshit.
No, you know what's finna happen. Election season is upon the horizon,
right?
And you know these same black groups, and I'll put my face on here because I don't want the people like I'm scared to say. These same black groups.
See, new one. There we go. Thank you. See, and we can appreciate that. But she got to not be playing no games either. So you have to pay attention to that if she playing any games, because there may be games that she might be playing that you don't see. And when people are supposed to be leaders, they're supposed to be transparent. Go ahead, Ben.
No, I'm just saying, election season coming. You know, the church finna have them all in the church.
Ooh, I might go to church then.
And you already know these people who finna throw these forms. They not gonna let you say nothing to them. You know, I don't even know if the mayor gonna have a forum.
Why should he?
Because he never had one. A debate. When I'm talking a debate, the state rep ain't never had one. She probably gonna win by then. She gonna get about 15,000 votes. And ain't did nothing. That's what I'm saying. I'm watching all these people step up. That's just like I seen Candace. I thought it was I know it was a news. Her standing there with the Attorney General Dana Ness. So it's like, to me,
what though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how can people, all the stuff that's going on here, and I'm just saying they're gonna be welcoming all these people in. That's why Candace couldn't get a vote for next year. Any of these people that's standing with these people that help suppress Flint is nowhere in the world. I couldn't vote for nobody that was cool with this governor.
But see, there's the other part about that. Then how come people need to be informed, right?
You can tell people,
man.
But listen, let me say this. But let me say this on this new one. See, we just see the unconcerned pastors that we just see. It's a whole bunch of them.
All of them.
It's a whole bunch of them.
Because what they'll tell you is, even though they invite these politicians in, they'll tell you that there's a separation of church and state.
Man.
But you can't come in here without, I will deliver, and we've seen it happen, I'll deliver the votes of my congregation if you make a donation.
And that's what I'm saying. And if you don't call out the BS, see, you can really probably count on one hand how many good pastors you got in Flint. I know I'm gonna probably get in trouble because people, my pastor a good one. Impossible.
Well, he a good one for you,
Fact.
But is he a good one for the community and the church members that they serve?
Fact.
Because if you get sick and shut, listen, I stopped dealing with the church that my parents to help build. Because when folks got sick and shut in and they wouldn't show up, I ain't got nothing else to do with you.
Right.
I'm done.
Right.
Because that's part of your pasturing. That's part of your flock that you're supposed to be feeding. And if you're not feeding that person in the flock, then you don't need me to come around supporting it.
They crooked to me because if you like how they try to say, well, if the good cop is just as bad as the bad cop if he stays silent. What about all these other pastors that's been staying silent when stuff is going on?
All of them.
You know, tell me the ones who then stepped up and said something. Like I said, you can probably count on one hand, probably 2 fingers, on how many good pastors that it is in Flint. All these churches in Flint, you can't tell me. Do you see the Spirit of Jesus in Flint?
And what is that supposed to be?
The Spirit of Jesus?
Okay, my part. That's a whole nother discussion.
No, when you talking about these pastors, they say they believe in Jesus, right?
But that's what they say.
No, I'm not. But they say they follow Jesus. Every Sunday they tell you, "Oh, I don't cuss." Now you know these certain pastors gonna act like they don't cuss. They don't do none of this, right?
But
if
cussing is. Hold on. Let me pause that thought.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. That's bullshit. Okay. Because the difference is cussing is a use of a language that people may not approve of, but it's about cursing. There's nothing in the Bible that says about cursing. That's what it says in the Bible. Cursing is saying, brother, such and such, I'm going to curse you and your family to poverty for eternity. That's a curse. Hey, motherfucker, is not that's cussing. That's part of our expressive language.
But you know what Brother Malcolm said. Only time we cuss when we can't find the right words.
That's true.
You know that's when you done got fed up. That's when because when you cuss, you mean you're more serious now.
Well, that
you
that's
know
what y'all got this morning, folks.
No, because I'm just saying when you look at it, like all the stuff that we're going through, you would think the way even with the media how they done downplay this situation. What's going on with the water. Don't get me wrong. You should have every pastor talking about the water. It shouldn't just because with me, I'm not knocking nobody. I don't want to knock. But to me, it's just like they know what the problem is. Why we not asking them what the solution is?
They don't have a solution. Only solution they got is to make sure I'm eating today and I can go do what I want to do. Meanwhile, you sitting there praying for the help that I could give you because we have the coffers in the church to do so. I'm gonna go back to tell you again where one of my friends told me about a lady who was giving and giving and giving to the church, and when she needed some help before she lost her house, the church didn't give her anything back. Told her to go pray. What kind of bullshit is that? She ended up losing her house, having to sell stuff, moving to an apartment, and she's still giving to the church. There's something fucking wrong with the way she thinks.
That's like most people who go to church. When you think this man, he got a closer relationship to God than you.
Man, that's the craziest shit in the world.
A new one. I agree with you. And Salty Chef, and glad we can help your 8K walk this morning.
That's right.
Mickey,
that's
don't
the one
forget.
Up in the Saskatchewan?
Yep, facts.
Ooh, shit. I know it's cold up there.
It said, this new one, Mickey, don't forget that Jesus flipped tables in the temple for not doing the correct.
Thank you.
But these
we don't talk about that. We talk about the lion laying with the lamb.
Yeah.
And all that. That's bullshit too. Because if you put a lion with a lamb with a lion, that lion got him a quick and easy meal. Don't believe that shit. That's a damn lie. That ain't nature.
Facts.
Stop believing that dumb shit. That idea is bullshit. It's dumb. Right. You go ahead on and put a lion. If the lion is hungry and the lamb is laying there, he'll lick it and taste it, and the next thing you know, it's dead. That's his job. It's not going to change its nature.
Facts. And I'm with you, Mark Hutchinson. He said, as I look at Flint, there could not have been a crisis without the complicity of the pastoral community. Boy. There are just too many of them, and they have influence.
And the issue is they have influence because people are uninformed and don't want to know. I'm telling you, the last time I went to what they call a place of worship, I walked in there. Not only I walked in with 2 or 3 Bibles, I walked in there with a book bag, and a briefcase. And I took the damn near half a pew because I had stuff laid out. You're not going to sit there and give me some bullshit sermon about 2 or 3 things that you're interpreting without me having an interpretation of it too. And people don't do that. I'm just going to sit here and listen. He's delivering the word of God. Okay. So you also got the word of God. If you ate at 1 o'clock this morning and that shit made your stomach upset, that's nature telling you that you shouldn't have ate that late. And you're supposed to be resting. That's the God in you telling you don't eat certain things at late at night, because what it'll do is it'll upset the rhythm that I put your body in, because the God inside of you said that we're in the rhythm.
Facts.
And we think that somebody outside of us and something outside of us. See, that's the problem.
Facts.
We're not looking at you. Find the God inside of you first, because it's there.
But when you don't know about self, how, you know, when you got to do stuff, you got to know knowledge of self.
Mark, y'all give me headaches, bro.
Yeah, we got to know knowledge of self.
Number one, because even Imhotep, who y'all go watch The Mummy and say, oh, but whatever, watch that dumbass movie and that bullshit. He said his first set of words was, physician, heal thyself. He wasn't talking about going to see no fucking doctor. When you go see the doctor, it's too goddamn late.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah. What are you doing first in order to heal yourself?
But remember, the doctor get paid for your illness,
which is a whole nother conspiratorial.
Yeah, go get that book. I'm gonna reorder A Medical Apartheid.
Yep, I think I got it at home.
Get that book, and when you see the Quakers and the quacks, then you'll understand what's really going on. I put the stuff on my Facebook page every day when they tell you. That's why I am on my health kick. Why, and I don't understand people. Why not get out and walk for 30 minutes a day?
Well, listen, and what did I do when I first came in?
Your jumping jack?
I did 50 jumping jacks. So I want y'all to know, I sat here and did it.
Yeah, he did it.
I was 2 minutes late, and I did my jumping jacks this morning.
Right.
Okay. And he looked at me like, damn, you doing this? Yeah, I still got it. I can still do them.
That's what I'm saying. See, people don't understand. All this stuff, that's like with the preacher. You sit up here and you can see these people tell you, don't eat the swine. What do a people go do? Right. Oh, you can do this and that. Pray over some cyanide and let's see how that prayer work if you still going to be living. I'm not telling nobody go do it. But if you're going to go over here and just pray, like, no. But we can't tell people this. We tell people, oh, Jesus finna be floating on a cloud when he come in. How many of us have us rode a plane and we flew right through the cloud?
Come on, we gotta stop believing in that silly imagery and just start doing some thinking.
But the pastor, the church got to be the first ones to stop the nonsense.
No, they don't. They're not trained to do so.
Oh,
they're not trained to tell the truth. They're trained to sit up there and teach a lie. And even what they do is they sell half truths.
But that's why you should do searching.
Okay, well then. You're never gonna have nobody
with all the information going on now. I'm just saying common sense. I give you a prime example. This would because it made me look at it as a kid. We're gonna just deal with Genesis. What about when you saw with Cain and Abel, right? When Cain slew Abel. Remember, Adam and Eve supposed to be the first two people, right?
Right.
Cain slew Abel. He leave, go to the forbidden land of Nod, take on a wife.
Because there was other people out there in the first place.
So why is we still believing this in Genesis?
Because now here you don't even read the Old Testament no more.
Why not?
Because that ain't got nothing to do with Jesus. You have 12 people in the New Testament that saw the same thing telling you a different way. The same thing that they saw when they were disciples of Jesus. But yet you can't read the Old Testament because the New Covenant, which is because most of the preachers ain't learned it.
But what did Jesus say? I can't get it, but he said he didn't come to destroy the laws of Moses. He come to uphold them. So how is Jesus not even telling you throw away the old laws?
No.
So who came up with this new theory and say we finna throw away the old laws?
Because you have to be able to learn how to use that in order to work to your advantage.
And then in the end times, because I could have swore when God talking to Abraham, then he said, "Look for a man like Moses at the end."
Hey, well,
I'm just saying, we going by the book.
You can't go by the book because don't nobody read it. People interpret it for you.
I'm just saying, but if you go now, these things is in the book though.
But no, it's not. It's not in the last 13 books of the Bible.
I'm just telling you, when Jesus said in that first 13 that he come in and he said, I didn't come to destroy the laws of Moses. I come to uphold them. I might not be saying them verbatim, but it's like that.
Because those are the old laws that mattered in how the universe operated. You're not talking about that. You're talking about them people being in and conforming. Sorry, I couldn't find the right word. And conforming with nature. That means when the sun rises, you get your ass up. When the sunset, it's supposed to be dark.
Somebody lying.
Okay, those are the first laws. The universal laws of nature say certain the sun gonna rise in the east and set in the west. That's the laws of nature. Those are the natural laws that they're talking about. And those natural laws come from African people who gave those natural laws when they studied nature to the world.
So who's been lying to us?
Well, we've been taught how to lie, and we've been taught to be okay with the lie.
Yeah, you do it every Christmas.
We just talked about that.
You do it
Easter.
Easter.
Had Halloween. We're gonna have Easter. We're gonna have Christmas. We're gonna have Thanksgiving. We're gonna have winter solstice come up right on the 21st. Yep. But we're not understanding that the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, the sun is gonna rise in the same spot, and on the 25th it's gonna move, and that's gonna be the new sun born in the constellation Virgo. But the ancients told us that. But we're gonna say that Christ, the sun, the new sun, was born of a virgin. Well, yes, he was. But the constellation is Virgo, which is the virgin, and the new sun is going to rise and it's going to come through between her legs. And it does it every 2,155 years, not every year.
And this is the only thing I want to talk to the people at. Don't y'all believe if your daughter says she walked by a church and she came home pregnant? We're going to throw that out. We're going to keep that. We're going to end that madness because let me tell you,
but one way to get pregnant.
Every man and every one of us know how we came here. Did no stock bring us here.
Man, number one, did no stock bring us here. And number two, the first people that they claim on earth get belly buttons. Stop that dumb shit.
I'm just saying, now, it might have been whoever the very first one was in the evolution of creation. But I doubt it every other way is going to take man and woman.
And that other stuff.
If you got and give you just show you how diabolical this stuff is. When a woman want to get pregnant, who she have to go to get pregnant? What does she have to take the life germ from? For they can put it in her. I don't care how you look at it. At the end of the day, you're gonna need a man and you're gonna need a woman. And this is not, and that's science.
Right.
So you can play that all you want.
That's nature.
Hey, facts, Mark, but we gonna know that we ain't gonna say she walked by in the spirit. It is a spirit, one with flesh.
Right, and lust.
Yeah, that's what that spirit was. It was a man. I'm just saying, but we gonna quit because if you go study when Jesus was battling with the Pharisees, what was they saying? Go back and study what they were saying. How if you go look at the Bible? When you do the genealogy, all you gotta do is open your Bible, do the genealogy. It should be God and Mary people. It cannot be Joseph people in that lineage.
Nope. And it wasn't. And see, when they look at this other book called Lost Books of the Bible and Forgotten Books of Eden, there's 66 other books that was taken out of there. And they tell you, Joseph don't even come around. And Mary had a son before him.
But you have to go get him. No, because on one, Joseph, I mean, if you go study, I know which ones you talking about. But if you go do it, like I'm that's what we got to do a show on that. Like go to breaking down some of this stuff.
We can go to the DIA. And they got a picture of Joseph, Mary, Jesus, and James the Elder, who later becomes John the Baptizer.
That's why facts.
We don't know how to do that, right? Because we don't even understand that as we talk about I'm a spiritual person, then what is it that leads you to it should be leading you outside. That's where even Jesus said when he was talking to Peter or whoever, upon this rock I build my church. He's outside.
Yeah, Jesus wasn't inside of you.
He's outside. He wasn't in no goddamn building. Stop it.
Right. If people paid attention, Jesus was out in the streets.
He wasn't in the church. He was never inside a building.
But people. And
then when he was talking about building my church, he was talking about being outside. That's the symbology. It's nature. Right. It's nature. The leaves are changing. This is nature. Why? Because the earth is tilting away from the sun, being more focused on the equator. And for those of you who consider yourself missionaries, take your ass to fucking Jamaica and go help them out. And don't go preaching Christianity. Shut your mouth. Just go down there and help them out.
And when they saying this, when it's new, because when you go into the winter, what the trees do? Don't the trees that leaves fall off? You go into the dead period.
Right.
And then as you come into spring, what you start seeing when you get around March, April, the snow go away. What you start seeing the grass, you start seeing life coming back, nature. You see the flies, the butterflies. You start seeing everything that was
dormant and dead,
right
come back to life.
Come back to like that.
Which is, this is where they get the crucifixion from. Oh, but I'm sorry, I don't want to spoil y'all.
Yeah,
spoil y'all. When come Easter time, we're gonna bust that wide open.
Because you Concrete Jungle. Conspiracy 2. What happened to the lost books that were purposely taken out of the King James Version of the Bible?
That's the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you know who got them?
The Vatican got them.
Yeah, the Vatican got them.
The Vatican got them. Somebody mentioned the Council of Nicaea.
That
was you.
Yeah, the Council of
the Council of
Nicaea.
325 AD.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't even understand how that took place.
Because who did they have? Did they had the brown man there?
There was
they had a yellow man there.
They had all of those, and no, we gonna hold off. Hold off.
We're gonna come back. Tuesday.
Look, I'm marketing it on my.
Because I can go. I start pulling up some notes for that. I'll pull up some of the video stuff for.
Hold on to that. Right around Easter time, so we can fix that. Like we hopefully fix this about y'all in this Halloween shit. Now, hopefully, trust me, Thanksgiving, we busting y'all ass.
I guess they didn't listen to that first video. Oh, Christmas,
Thanksgiving. No, we gonna so the Council of Nicaea. I'm writing this down.
Yep,
Council. I'm telling you right now. I'm writing it down. I'm holding this up there. Council of Nicaea.
Yeah, in the books of the King James Version of the 60s, because it's supposed to be 72 and not 66.
Well, that's the Acropa they pulled out. That Acropia that they pulled out. That's another set of books.
Right.
But I'm just gonna bring this book that I picked up at the Shrine of the Black Madonna in Detroit. All right.
Go study if y'all can go on YouTube and go pull it up. It's called The Tomb of the Three Kings. Have an open mind when you go look at it, because like I'm telling y'all, a lot of people, this ain't what Mickey said, when they went to the temple of the Three Kings, people was committing suicide when they walked out.
Man,
that's not a fact. Go pull it up on YouTube. They was committing suicide when they went in there and seeing what they saw. People was actually committing suicide. Christians had to pay some money. Muslims got to go for free. When you go see, and they had to be their hands was tied up when they went in behind their back. Go study on the king, the tomb of the Three Kings. You will understand. It's gonna blow your mind. That's why I say with a lot of stuff going on, because we'd rather a person come tell us. That's why you have pastors lying every day that Adam and Eve was the first people. Then when you even hear them talk in the beginning, said, let us, who was the us, make men in our image and after our likeness.
So, because even at that, what God is saying is, I wasn't there by myself, and he wasn't, and the only two, not other than the angels, but he had two of his sons there. But that's a whole nother discussion.
I mean, I'm just saying, but they had to be when they said, let us make men after our image and after our likeness.
We don't even say God got parents.
I mean, but
that's even the ancient Kemet.
But that's they don't want to believe it. That's just like these people read the book. We just in Genesis. I ain't even got to the Old, but I'm gonna cut it off on this. And when you go sit down and see Abraham, don't most of the people call Abraham the father of religion?
Yeah.
Who did Abraham bow down? Abraham wouldn't bow down to nobody. Then he bowed down to Melchizedek. Go do y'all studying and go find out who these people is in the book.
Because when you got to take that and take that. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. But you have to take the study back to those people that's giving you this doctrine.
Right.
And what we don't understand about the people that's giving you this doctrine is most of those people are only learned it in one thing.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
All right, family. We're gonna let y'all go because I think we didn't exhausted y'all ears and we didn't exhausted y'all spirit today. Hopefully you got something out of today. Listen, let me tell y'all what, man. These so-called leaders, don't believe them. They're liars. Leaders are liars. And I don't care what position that they call themselves leaders in. Those people that y'all gonna go see over the course of the Sundays and Mondays and Wednesdays for Y'all Bible study, they only gonna give you a little bit of stuff. These political leaders are liars. It's like we showed y'all today, and this is not just us, but these are other people saying the same thing. And you have the OG who have you seen it how you seen it, but we fell for the okie doke. And then so-called community activists and all these other people that say they community activists, this is across the country. This ain't just here. This is across the country. They say that they leaders, but yet they want to be photo op and this and that and other. And people set them up on purpose because once you take a picture with them, unless you can take a picture with them, but then that's cool. And we may talk and come to some agreement. Somebody may snap a picture, but understand I'm opposed to you because until things get right, I'm opposed to it. As an educator, I'm opposed to the system. I ain't gonna hold it up. I am, because the system is only designed to, number one, pass tests. Is not designed to create thinkers.
And the beautiful Deborah, not because it's not that one, Deborah Luna, but I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna give it to you because they had took it off of YouTube.
Which one is that?
The Temple of the Three Kings. I might be saying it because she put me. Now this was over in I want to say it was a Kemet.
Yeah, it's an ancient Kemet.
Ancient Kemet. Yeah. When I go pull that up, it'll destroy the Western world mind on religion.
Yeah, but it won't, because when people go to pastoral places
Yeah.
or say they was called by God, and most of the people that was called by God don't know who called them because you don't even understand how God operates.
Because to be honest with you, the Christianity they teach over here is not what they teach.
No, absolutely not. It never was.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
the reason why the Roman Catholic Church is the one that's in charge of it, and they'll tell you what it is they want you to teach.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
On that note, family.
Peace.
Peace.
But I'm gonna send it to you, Deborah.